what to do when you have an absolute value on both sides of an equation. So the first step, just like the one absolute value on one side, first step is you just remove all the absolute values. So you do x plus 1 equals to 2x minus 3. That's the first one. And then the second one, you also remove the absolute value. So on one side, you have x plus 1. And then on the other side, you take a negative 1 multiplied the other side. So this is another way to, I also say you negative the entire side. Now, you might ask me, hey, you have negative 1 multiply the entire right hand side. Hey, can I just use the negative 1 to multiply the left hand side? The answer is yes. It doesn't matter where you place the negative 1, because if you put a parenthesis on this side and then you put a negative 1 in there, all I need to do is divide negative 1 on both sides. Alright, so you have a parenthesis, negative 1, and then this side is just a 2x minus 3. Once you divide both sides by negative 1, the negative 1 will be transitioned over to the right hand side. Alright, but I will just keep the negative 1 on the right hand side. So you copy the entire equation, just remove the absolute value. So that will be your first part. And then part 2, you copy the entire equation, remove all the absolute value, and then you negative the right hand side. All right, so let's go ahead solve this. So subtract 2x on both sides, and then subtract 1 on both sides. So you have negative 3 minus 1. Okay, x minus 2x is negative x. Negative 3 minus 1, negative 4, divide both sides by negative 1, or multiply both sides by negative 1, you have x equals to 4. So this is the first answer, right? So when you plug in the 4, this is a 4 plus 1 equals to 5. 8 minus 3 is also equal to 5. And then on the other side, you distribute the negative 1 equals to negative 2x plus 3. And then you add 2x on both sides, x plus 2x, and then subtract 1 on both sides, 3 minus 1. This is a 3x, this is a 2, and then x is equals to 2 over 3. That's the first equation. So when you do the plug-in, you have 2 over 3 plus 1, and then versus 2 times 2 over 3 minus 3, and then this side will be a 5 over 3, and then this side will be a 3, 4 minus 3, and then 9. But you might say that, okay, the other side is negative, but once you put the absolute value in place, you have 5 over 3 equals to 5 over 3, because you take the absolute value of the negative. So I know that this is correct, and then this is correct. Usually they would like you to put an or over there, because when you pick one x value, right, you plug in one x value, you either pick x equals to 4 or x equals to 2/3. So that's why they use the word or, not and. How about the blue equation? Same thing. First part, easy. You just remove all the absolute value. So x minus 2 equals to 3x plus 5. Let's just solve this first. So x minus 3x equals to 5 plus 2, right? Subtract 3x on both sides, add 2 on both sides. This is a negative 2x equals to 7, and then x is equals to negative 7 over 2. Negative 7 over 2. So that is the first part. And then the second part is you remove all the absolute value, and then you multiply the right hand side by negative 1. So we are going to multiply the right hand side by negative 1. So since that is so important, I'll just do the negative 1 like that. You know what? To make the notes look a lot nicer, I can go to the previous problem and then multiply this by negative 1. So this is very clear. Back to the blue, we have x minus 2 equals to negative 3x minus 5. Okay, so you have x plus 3x equals to negative 5 plus 2. And then this is negative x plus 3 plus 3x, so you have 4x. This is negative 3, so negative 3. And then you have x equals to negative 3 over 4. Now, you might ask me, hey, what happened when you put the negative 1 on this side? Do we get the same answer if you put a negative 1 on this side? We can do a quick check. So here is what we can do. We can do a negative 1 and then multiply this side. Alright, so let's just do this in a different color. So x minus 2 equals to 3x plus 5, right? Let's see if we can get a negative 3 over 4. So we have negative x plus 2 equals to 3x plus 5, and then negative x minus 3x equals to 5 minus 2. This is a negative 4x, this is a 3, and then same thing, you have x equals to negative 3 over 4. Same thing. Because you have negative 1, right? You have negative 1 on this side. If you multiply or divide both sides by negative 1, you can easily transition the negative 1 to the other side. But according to most of the book that I use, they always put the negative 1 on the right hand side. So once again, according to the books that I read and used in the past, they always put a negative 1 on the right hand side. So let's just follow the rule, keep the negative 1 on the right hand side. All right, it is not that hard to follow the rules. Okay, so that's all for this video. If this is something that you would like to watch, give this video a thumbs up, subscribe to my channel for more content. As always, I will meet you all in the next video.